right, let's talk to Trude in Norway.
Okay. Here we go.
Hello, welcome to the show. Is it Trude?
Hello, Trude. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. What can we help you with today? What's your question?
Well, I wanted to talk a bit about skepticism and where the limit for skepticism should be.
Interesting. Okay.
When are you being too skeptic?
Right. Okay. Interesting. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, my thoughts are that you should keep an open mind, but you shouldn't let everything in. So you should have a filter, and this filter should be made out of knowledge and also the acknowledgement of not knowing. To say, I don't know.
I like the concept of having a filter and like making sure that everything that comes through is run through that filter. And I think what we're looking at is how do we make sure that filter is getting as much accurate information through as possible.
I've got to ask, how do you define skepticism?
I don't have a definition out of the top of my head, but for me, skepticism is to be able to say, I'm not sure about that. I want to know more before I say yes or I accept your claim.
Okay. And sorry, I'm leading down this way because in the notes it says that you're calling to talk about how best to acknowledge the limits of skepticism and how not to be too skeptical. And when you said having an open mind, do you think, what does too skeptical look like for you?
Well, I think when you start to really mistrust people, individuals, or you don't trust people as a kind of basis for your life, and you would have problems because.
Sure.
So kind of like conspiracy theory, attempts at like explaining things away by saying you're skeptical, but then presenting conspiracy theory as your reasoning behind it.
Like that?
Yeah, or when you bring your skepticism into human relations, it's not just what others present to you about things.
You say my heart is yours, but I don't see a surgeon.
Yeah.
Got it.
So let's practice this just a little bit. Okay. Just a second. I need to turn your volume up just a little bit. People are having trouble hearing you. So let's practice skepticism just a little bit. When I think of skepticism, think of a 3-year-old. You know, why? Just you keep asking why. And ultimately at the end, it usually and generally always winds up with, I don't know. But on the journey, you've learned a lot about the assumptions that you made along the way. And so let's talk about skepticism in relationships. Trude, if you met somebody on a bus, you've never seen them before, and they said, hey, can I borrow $500 from you? I'll give it back, I promise. Would you lend them $500?
I would say I can borrow you this money under certain circumstances. If I had that money, I would say that, and I would say I would need your phone number. I would need your
Why?
Social Security number. I would need your IOU note.
So why?
Etc.
Why would you need those things?
Because I'm a skeptic.
No. So yes, and there's more to it. The skepticism is just when you break down why you are accepting something, and in the end, what you want to do is you want to apportion your beliefs to the evidence available. And so if a total stranger asked you for a lot of money,
No.
they have not shown to you. You don't have evidence that they're reliable. You don't have evidence that they're going to pay you back. You don't have anything to count on to support making that kind of a decision. And that's not bad skepticism. It's just going, you know what? I'm going to wait until I have enough, confidence in you to justify lending you that money. And the same is also true for other close personal relationships. Let's say a very, very, very close friend asks you for $100. Do you need their social security number? They say they'll pay you back next week.
No, I don't need a number.
No, and that's because you know them and you've evaluated the evidence, right? You've seen that over time they've shown themselves to be trustworthy, and you know what their patterns of behavior are like, and so you can go, hey, you know what? This is not going to hurt me. I can trust this person. A lot of people think that skepticism is looking at your best friend and treating them like the person on the bus. And that's not skepticism. You need to look at the evidence. And when you don't have the evidence, i.e. the person on the bus, you can't, make that call. And you shouldn't make that call. That's a really bad idea. But when you do have evidence available in that personal relationship, like with your friend, you're not being a skeptic when you say, no, I need your social security number. You're just being an asshole. If you want to practice apportioning your confidence to the evidence available, then you can trust people who are trustworthy. And the same can be true of everything else. Assuming somebody is wrong only happens when you're just coming across a new idea. But that doesn't mean that every time you engage with it, you need to assume it's wrong. You just need to say, hey, how much evidence do I have available? And is that evidence enough to support accepting a thing as true or false, or, going ahead with a certain decision? So I don't think there's a limit on skepticism like that. It's just understanding that you need to evaluate the evidence. And skepticism is the part that goes, well, is this good evidence? Is it? Because, if it's not good evidence, then you go from there. But again, that's using skepticism. I don't think you're overusing it. I think it's just helping you in your day-to-day life.
Thank you.
That was a good question, Trude. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Eric, would you owe me $500?
Trude, you sound very, very sweet. I don't know you, so no.
What's your social security number? Then we can talk.
But I will say that it was wonderful getting to talk to you, and hopefully that helped.
It did. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah. Nope.
No?
Okay, fine. V can do that. You cannot do that.